Hi everyone, and welcome to NNTV for this Tuesday, April 12th. We're finally getting a true taste of spring, showers included. Those details coming up later in this newscast. But tonight, it's a big one as the federal leaders go off debating on TV. If you haven't been paying attention for the last 2 weeks of the campaign, tonight's all-important English televised debate is considered to be your wake-up call. This is the time for Conservative leader Stephen Harper, Liberal leader Michael Ignatieff, NDP leader Jack Layton, and to a lesser extent, Bloc leader Gilles Duceppe to convince voters they're the best ones for the top job. But a highlight will most likely be tonight when the 6-minute debate segment between Harper and Ignatieff starts off. The foursome spent most of the day yesterday submerged in pre-debate training, and rightfully so, with polls suggesting the Conservatives are way out in front. Experts say Ignatieff has the most to win or lose. According to pollster Jean-Marc Leger, 40% of voters used the debates to confirm their ballot choice. And while Layton appears to be the odd man out, polls rank him as the most likable. Layton will try to capture the fence-sitters by convincing them he's ready to form the official opposition. Keeping with federal election and the campaign, candidates running in the Niagara Falls riding will square off in a question and answer event at the Niagara-on-the-Lake Community Center. That will happen tomorrow night. Doors to the Anderson Lane Center will open at 6 p.m., while candidate introductions are set for 6:45. Question period and final summaries are expected to wrap up by 8:30. Upset with the way healthcare is delivered in the region, a Niagara delegation of politicians met with Ontario Health Minister Deb Matthews this afternoon. All of the mayors, as well as Regional Chair Gary Burrows, were expected to attend. The group was to reiterate their call for an independent investigation into the Niagara Health System's controversial hospital restructuring plans. The meeting was put together by Niagara Falls MPP Kim Crater, who's also a critic of some recent hospital changes in Niagara. Before the meeting even got underway, politicians got into a heated exchange during question period at Queen's Park this morning. NDP leader Andrea Horwath stressed that families in the Niagara region are frustrated with their healthcare system, adding they've seen emergency rooms close in Fort Erie and Port Colborne, health services disappear, and life-changing decisions being made without transparency or accountability. The error that nearly cost Niagara Falls Mayor Jim Diodati his job has caused the government to take a closer look at the law. Laura Blondeau, a spokesperson for the Municipal Affairs and Housing Minister Rick Bartolucci, was commenting on that nearly $73 accounting error Mayor Diodati made after adding up his election expenses. Under the Municipal Elections Act, which governs running for office at the municipal level in Ontario, candidates are not allowed to spend over a certain amount, while Diodati exceeded his spending limit by just under $73. Questions were raised about the Act's fairness after it emerged it doesn't allow for revisions after an election expense report has been filed. Diodati said after the Friday decision that he hoped his case would push the province to fix the obvious and glaring deficiencies in the legislation. In a show of support for the mayor, Niagara Falls City Council voted unanimously on April 4th to ask for relief from the penalty section of the Act. Bartolucci was not available for comment yesterday, but Blondeau said he respects Friday's decision that was made by Justice J.R. Henderson of the Ontario Superior Court in Welland to allow Diodati to remain in office, adding, "What can I tell you? What can I tell you is that the minister respects the judge's decision. Obviously, we respect it and we are looking forward to moving forward. But again, we review the Act after every election, and that's something we're doing again, and that is something absolutely that we'll be looking at." You'd better buckle up. A seatbelt enforcement and education campaign kicks off tomorrow and runs until April 23rd. It's an OPP initiative, but Niagara Regional Police will also participate in the provincial event. During the campaign, officers will be looking for and enforce seatbelt and child restraint requirements under the Highway Traffic Act. Get caught, and you're looking at a fine of $240 and 2 demerit points. Stats show that every 8 hours, someone in Ontario is hurt or killed in a car crash because they were not wearing their seatbelt. A 47-year-old Niagara Falls man has been arrested after a woman claimed she was sexually assaulted by a cabbie in St. Catharines. Niagara Regional Police said the 19-year-old woman was a passenger in a taxi early Sunday when she was sexually assaulted by the driver. The attack happened behind a plaza at the northwest corner of Geneva Street and Welland Avenue. Yesterday, the NRP Sexual Assault Unit made an arrest. 47-year-old Satar Palani of Niagara Falls has been charged with sexual assault. He's in custody while awaiting a bail hearing. Anyone with info is asked to call Detective Ken Weglin at 905-688-4111, extension 5122. A Niagara Falls bar owner who was rescued by firefighters from a blaze in a townhouse is accused of being the firebug. Christopher Jonah, owner of DJ's Pub and Eatery on Victoria Avenue, suffered first and second degree burns in last Tuesday's fire at his home in the Northfield Village complex on Casey Street. Yesterday, Niagara Regional Police charged Jonah with 1 count of arson, damage to property. Friends rushed to his defense, saying Jonah is not capable of arson, insisting he loves his family and has a bigger heart than anyone. Jay Robitaille, a close friend of Jonah's, posted a message on Facebook saying that Jonah had been in custody early yesterday morning, but following a bail hearing in the afternoon was released. A joint investigation into the fire by NRP, Niagara Falls Fire, and the Provincial Office of the Fire Marshal determined that the fire was allegedly set intentionally. Police allege that the person charged was the only person in the townhouse at the time of the 9 a.m. fire. Damage has been pegged at $75,000. Yet another fire in Meriton, which could have turned deadly for a 4-month-old boy. Police say yesterday's fire at 8 Oakwood Avenue has put neighbors on edge once again, as yesterday's blaze happened across the street from the scene of a suspected arson last August that killed 76-year-old Livia Burness, whose death has been ruled a homicide. Police say had it not been for alert neighbors who noticed the fire shortly before 3 a.m. yesterday, the 3 people who were trapped could have been in dire trouble. Flames were blocking the only exit from the second-story apartment. Neighbors scrambled. They grabbed a ladder to rescue the 3 who were inside, which included that baby boy. The cause of the fire, which did about $10,000 damage, is still under investigation, but it is the 4th suspicious fire in a 1-block radius since last summer. Investigators with the NRP St. Catharines Detective's Office are trying to determine if the fires are linked or maybe the work of a single arsonist. Neighbors are fearful once again, though, that an arsonist is targeting their neighborhood. Anyone with info is being asked to call investigators or Crime Stoppers. The number for Crime Stoppers is 1-800-222-8477. Still to come on NNTV, how much the pain at the pumps may actually cost you this year, and a look at what happened with the markets today.
We may get brushed with some rainy weather overnight into tomorrow, as it looks like a close call. Then high pressure will move in to make a delightful end to the work week. Unfortunately, our weekend is shaping up to look pretty soggy at this point, so if you have any outdoor chores or activities you're looking to get done, I'd say your best bet is going to be doing them Thursday. On the national outlook for tomorrow, Vancouver will be returning to their typical rain, and temps will be a little lower than what they've been achieving as of late, dropping down to 8 degrees. Edmonton will be feeling the chill with a high of 5, but they'll get the sunshine. Regina will also have sunshine and a cool high of 5. Winnipeg also on the cold side, reaching a high of only 4 degrees. Toronto will manage to push up into the double digits with a high around 10 degrees and mainly cloudy skies. Montreal will be needing their umbrellas with rain and a high of 7, and St. John's will have a dry day and a high of 6 degrees. On the regional radar and satellite from the past 12 hours, you can see throughout the majority of the day we enjoyed the bright blue skies and sunshine. The clouds have started to filter in and will continue to thicken throughout the evening as the next storm system approaches near our south, which could kick off some spotty showers. The regional outlook tomorrow shows daytime highs will range from 6 to 13 degrees, and it's still going to be very cold overnight as temps will range from -1 to 3. Make sure not to pack away all the winter clothes too early. Taking a closer look at our temperatures over the next 72 hours, you'll see us rise into the double digits tomorrow around 11 degrees and then push back to 2 overnight before rising again to 13 degrees on Thursday, which looks to be the nicest in this stretch before dropping down to 5. So you can see there's still a vast difference in temperature when we lose the sunshine overnight. If you're crossing the border for work or leisure tomorrow, make sure to pack an umbrella in the car just in case, as there is a chance you'll see some showers first thing in the morning. It was a gusty northeast wind that was responsible for knocking back our summer-like high yesterday and bringing cooler air into the region. A storm system that is currently over western Virginia is making its way toward the New Jersey coast by later tomorrow. Given this fairly south track, we'll just be on the northern fringe of its associated precipitation. It is that system that will cause clouds to lower and thicken throughout the evening, and if we happen to see rain from it, that shouldn't start until late tonight. We may be brushed with a little rain into tomorrow morning, or it's quite possible we may see nothing at all. Then tomorrow afternoon we'll be left with the cloudiness and cool temperatures. On this day in weather history in 2010 in Ireland, the northern lights were visible along the North Ulster coastline during a geomagnetic storm. That's all for your weather updates. I'm Chrissy Van.